but ready to fight. Standing tall, doing what's right. Shining truth like a firelight. Daddy's wisdom running deep taught me promises I gotta keep. Breaking chains, leaving pain behind. Calling out the crooked kind. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. SpawnTrooper rides again. Ain't no fear when I'm around. Justice stands on solid ground. One last chance to make it right, or face the reckoning tonight. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. SpawnTrooper rides again. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. SpawnTrooper rides again.
Warning: the following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention. Warning: the following video contains
what the fuck?
strong language.
Wait a minute. Yeah, there you go. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon or good morning. And right, okay. First things first. Thank you very much to Kasha and to Roy for the Dr. Pepper Fund. And everyone has their opinion. I am not going to stop anyone from having an opinion. However, today is a very how can I put this? It's going to be a very interesting topic. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to be talking about DARVO. Right, as I've covered this before. Hi, Timothy. Welcome to the stream. I've covered this before. I spoke about this before. However, today we're going to go into a little bit in depth. Now, just so you are fully aware, I have done a Google search on this because obviously I wanted to go exactly from there. Excuse me. Now, at the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion. Everyone knows what's going on. There's no finger pointing here. We're going to be talking about behavior. In a few weeks' time, I've got my my exam, my test for mental health, emergency mental health, and everything else. So I'm going to be all over the shop. Okay, I'm going to be all over the place. So, and just for the record, YouTube, I am a human being. I have a dangly man sausage, and I'm built like a brick shithouse, and I just don't like being on camera. So, yes. But there you go. Anyway, so before I carry on, first of all, let's just say hello to everybody. Cynthia, bro, hi, sweetheart. Good to see you. Roy, brother, how you doing, my friend? Thank you very much for the Dr. Pepper fun. Appreciate that. Ammo go, my darling. Hi. Be on guard today, please. Kasha, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome, and thank you very much for. But we'll cover all that at the end as well. Janet Chevron, good to see you. Hello, welcome to the stream. Who else have we got? Who else have we got? Janet. Oh, we've already carried. Hello, brother. I hope you behave yourself today. Which I doubt you very much will, but it's worth asking. You'll just put it in there. You know what I mean? Right. Who else have we got? Timothy Hulsley, SSN. Good to see you, Sailor Boy. Welcome. And then we've got Squid as well. Could have sworn I just saw Squid. There you are. She's at the gym. And push, and 1, and 2, and 3, and push. Push. Robert, hi, how you doing? Right, Robert, and everyone else, I do not want to see those initials in my stream today. Consider this a fair warning. Okay? I am not interested in any of those idiots. I don't want to hear about any of those idiots. I have no interest whatsoever. So consider this one. I get it. You know, everyone, everyone has a right to have their opinion. However, not the time, not the place, not right now. Okay? Because when irrelevance meets relevance, the irrelevant is not relevant. Did I just fucking confuse the shit out of myself right now? But anyway, all right. But I don't, right. Right, okay. So, oh God, I hate being to people. I don't like that. Don't make me do that. Okay. Don't make me do that, guys. All right. I don't like being, because we don't need to talk about irrelevant subjects here. We are here today, right, to learn and to be educated, including you and me. Okay. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, I did a little bit of research, and I mean, I have covered this topic. Okay, right, come here. Right, listen. As far as I am concerned, right, there's a lot of people out there who like to poke with the shit stick. Now, I'm not going to point any fingers. I'm not going to name anybody, because at the end of the day, this is a generic conversation. All right. And when it comes to generic conversations or generic information, it's only fair, right, to be unbiased, regardless of who it is. All right. Now, what I want you to do, though, is I want you to sit back. I want you to get yourself a beverage of your liking, and I want you to sit back and listen to what I've got to say. Oh, yes. Autobots, roll out. Shut up, Smeagol. Go back to sleep. Yeah. Right. Okay. And basically, at the end of the day, I don't give a rat's ass who throws their teddy out the pram or spits their dummy out. I really don't care. I'm also going to try not to swear. Well, much. But that's beside the point. The fact of the matter is, right, it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, it's 12:15 now in certain places, and it's early morning. But the most important thing is education. Education is now, when you've got people who use terminologies, abbreviations, and they just have excuse after excuse after excuse. That's across the board. Now we can talk about what the hells or anti what the hells or people in between. Hi, Nick D. Or we can talk about people who across the board, but we're not. We're going to be addressing a topic. We're going to be addressing something that I've noticed. Now, many moons ago, I brought up slap. Okay. Now, when I brought that up a few days later, probably even 24 hours later, right, suddenly, yeah, it was used by a certain group of people. All right. Now, slap, before, like, if we go into it very quickly, slap is strategic lawsuits against public participation. Basically, you're basically trying to silence people by threats of lawsuits and stuff like that. However, the thing is, there's a gray zone, okay? Because a lot of people know that, oh yeah, oh what are you going to do? Yeah, you know, proof this, proof that. Right now, when I covered slaps, right, I covered it not because of the actual what it stands for. I covered it because of what people are doing, their behavior, their actions. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm not a psychologist. I can't claim to be a psychologist, right? I'm training to be a counselor, and I'm already doing some volunteer work, but that's beside the point. Now, SLAP stands for Strategic Lawsuits Against Public Participation, are abusive, baseless legal actions limited by powerful individuals or corporations to silence critics, journalists, and activists. Now, have you noticed that every single person is a journalist? Everyone is a journalist. Yeah, it has, Robert. You're right. It has. Okay. Now, everyone who has a comment, especially one, and I don't mean any disrespect with this, but there's a lot of people who say they are journalists, right? So if you've got a bachelor's degree and you went to journalism school and you became a journalist, now I know of two people who I can say for 100% are journalists. However, if you look at it in another way where people do research and discuss topics, okay, technically they are journalists because that's what journalists do. They bring information to the public eye. So today what I'm doing is I'm bringing you information. I'm bringing you things that have been mentioned on multiple different platforms and by multiple different people, regardless of who they are. All right. Now, there's one thing that people will come into mind. Oh yeah, SpawnTrooper is afraid. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I am far from it. Trust me, I am far from it. I am far from being afraid of anybody. All right. In fact, they should be afraid of me because of the research I am capable of doing. Now, the other day, am I blowing my own trumpet? No, it's fact. It is very easy to type something into the internet and do a search. And then do a search on that, then do a search on that, then do a search. And it continues and continues. Now, you know, people want to use that type of research to intimidate. I don't. For me, it's about education. It's about educating people. It's about people giving people the knowledge base. It's not about, oh yeah, oh I've done this, I've done that. No, I don't care. I don't care. I had a conversation very early on this morning. I've had a couple of conversations today. One was with a good friend, which I'll tell you in a minute what happened to me today. But early on this morning and last night, I had a conversation with my boss and a couple of other people. And it was very interesting to see that, you know, the only way you can educate someone and is by showing them it word for word. And the thing is, if you watch it and you look at it, it takes a while for some people to understand it. It can take someone instantly to understand it, but that you have to find the middle ground. Now, when I was talking about slap last time, right? For example, I'll give you targeted. Yeah, the target: journalists, NGOs, activists, whistleblowers. Abusive intent, not meant to win, but to harass, intimidate, and drain resources. Now, we've all seen what goes on. We've all seen what has been said. The perfect example I can bring to you is a stream a week ago or so where Mr. Magoo was on a platform and basically making threats to cause physical harm using a deadly weapon, even if it's just, you know, speech, whatever you want to call it, because everyone goes on about freedom of speech. However, there's a limit of freedom of speech, which I'm not going to go into because apparently I don't know anything about freedom of speech. So, yeah. But there's also freedom of expression. Now, if I call someone an asshole, yeah, oh, I'm going to call the police. Call the police. Police turn up. What do you want? Well, you call someone an asshole. All right, are you the feelings police? You know, it's one, it's a waste of resources. Two, if people can't handle constructive criticism or being told that you're an asshole, then they shouldn't be injecting themselves and stuff or making those comments in the first place. So if you don't like it, don't interact, don't engage. Now, what I heard on that stream, and I'll be very honest with you, I got sent the link. I went there and I watched it in that period I was told to watch, and I was disgusted, to say the least. And I've already mentioned this in the past, that this individual is extremely delusional, and to a borderline where I would actually be going, you know, this guy needs to, you know, he needs to talk to someone professional. You know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business. But what I heard was a threat. Yeah. But anyway, what we're going to be talking about tonight, or today, this afternoon, whatever, whenever, whoever, all right? I want to make you absolutely sure that you understand that we're going to get real now, okay? And it's going to be generic. There's no finger pointing whatsoever, right? This is educational. This is basically for people to understand that this is educational. Now, as far as I'm concerned, you can say what you like. Oh, he doesn't know what you're talking about. Oh, he's full of shit. Oh, he doesn't blah, 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 blah. But one thing I do know is when someone is full of shit, or when people are basically using excuses just to make themselves look good. And this happens on both sides. Now, I've seen a lot happen over the last 2 years. I'll be honest. I have seen a lot. I've experienced a lot as well. And I've learned extremely. I don't call myself a large creator. I call myself a upfront, in your face, say it as it is, creator. I am not scared of confrontation. Absolutely. I thrive on confrontation because because the thing is, you have to understand, it comes to facts and proof and evidence. And there's not one person on this planet who will change that. That I can assure you of. Now, does that make me any worse or better than anyone else? No, I'm up for criticism just like anyone else is. You know, if you want to criticize me, then fine, but make it constructive. I am more than happy to engage in constructive criticism. However, when you come at me with lies, deceit, subterfuge, right, and then you try to make me the bad guy or make me the aggressor, then I will make it my business to prove that you are full of shit. And I can do that very easily. I won't lose sleep over it. You need to remember that, you know, I created this account we created this account many years ago, and we're building up. I'm trying to steer away from this negative environment. And the way you do that is with people who have common sense, and the communities that I've come across. Is phenomenal, to say the least. This community here, the troop community, you know, the Wolf's Den community, then the tentacle community, you know, Shizzy's community. There's a lot of communities that are fairly nice communities to be around. And I'll be honest with you, there's other communities that I've come across, I've been watching, and it is quite nice to actually see some decent, you know, fruitful and positive environments. But when you walk into a cesspool, that's where things change. And unfortunately, there are them. However, Every single person is responsible for their own action, regardless if they want to point the finger, blame anybody, or whatever. You are responsible for your actions. So if you did something wrong, then you should own up to it. You said, yeah, I did that. That shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. I should have did this. I should have done that. Yeah, I've been in the same boat. There's things I shouldn't have said, but I did say it. Because at the end of the day, it needed to be said. As simple as that. And I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not going to back off from it. And I will always stand my ground, no matter who you are, no matter how big you think you are. Because the bigger you are, the harder you will fall. Now, you might be sitting there going, what the fuck has gone on with him? Well, you're going to find out in a minute. Now, this morning, funny enough, I went to the bathroom, did my business, and then I had to cough. And I coughed, and I had a mouthful of blood come out. And I started spitting out blood. And I was like, oh shit, here we go. Turns out I had a mouth ulcer, and I didn't even realize it. So if I'm talking in a bit strange, right? If I'm talking in a little bit weird, then I apologize, because obviously it is a little bit painful, but shit happens, you know. It's one of those things. I have medication on the way, and I use mouthwash. And I told a friend of mine, and we laughed, and this friend who pointed out instantly, as soon as she heard me say my fault, so she knew everything was fine. But she went straight into, oh my god, medical, and she covered everything. Didn't you? Come on, I know you're here. Say yes. Stop training. Right now, I mean, slap is just an example. So today, right, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be talking about this. I did a research today, and this is what you find. That's not even putting in the word. I put in, because I've seen it on multiple Facebook pages. I've seen it, you know, people have mentioned it. I've seen it, and people have been talking to me about it. And I'm, hi Marlon, how you doing, sweetheart? And I'm like going, well, wait, well, okay, let me do some checks on this. Now, you know, I'm not saying I'm a bookworm, but I tell you one thing, I will research what's going on. And the reason I bring this up is because I'm not sure if I was told about this, or there was someone who mentioned it, or I don't know. I can't remember. But that's beside the point. The point I'm trying to make is this. When you start using algorithm, when you start using, I don't even know how to say this. How can I put this? How can I put this? When you start using abbreviations, or you start using words, or I can't even remember. Oh my god, what do you call it again when you're using letters instead of? Oh god, what's the word? Why has my brain suddenly just gone blank? Come on, someone help me out here. What is it? When you use letters instead of the actual words. What? Oh my god, why is my brain stuck? Oh god, I can't. Anyway, anywho, right. So let's just. Oh, wait a minute. Abbreviations. My good God, thank you so much, God. My God, my brain was it was on the tip of my tongue, but I just couldn't. Right. So what we're going to do, okay, the first things first. Hang on a second, I need to find it. I've actually got, right. Basically tonight we're going to be talking about something that shows up more often than people think. And it's just like this, like the core values. A lot of people don't realize it, but we use the core values every day. In the military, you use it religiously, okay, because it defines you as who you are, and a soldier, and a person.
I don't do osmosis, so help me out with a bit more. It was abbreviation of sunshine. Hi, Belusa. Hi, Jeff. How you doing? Right. So we're gonna be talking about this, right? And it's used a lot by people, and especially online. And that's DARVO. Now you're thinking, what is DARVO? Now the original DARVO, or the proper abbreviations for DARVO, is deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. It's a behavioral pattern often used when someone or some people are confronted about their actions. Instead of addressing the issue, they flip the script. We've seen that with Preston. We've seen that with a lot of people across the board. Okay, we have seen that. We've witnessed that. We don't have to bullshit around. We don't have to tiptoe around on eggshells. We have witnessed it. That's one of the reasons why everyone is on both sides of the channel. There are good people on both sides of the channel. There are bad people. However, in the center of it, right, is the same thing. Now, there are people out there who are trying to use this to twist and turn and everything else. So I thought, you know what? Let's get into it. Have you ever seen someone completely flip a situation when they're called out? Have you? Has anyone in here, if you've seen someone, all right, flip a situation completely 180 after they've been called out? If you have, press 1. If you haven't, press 2, and then we'll continue. But I want you to look at these different. All I did was when I typed in deny, I got deny, deflect all the way down. When I typed in deny, deflect, that's all the different types of everything I got. And that's what we're going to address. Now, one thing you have to remember, this is all Google research, Google search, and any credit goes to Google search and to the different websites where it's all come from. All right. Algorithm, there you go. Reviews. All right. So we've only had a couple of people respond to that. Right. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Now, let's talk about deny. The first move is to simply deny everything. Even if there's proof, even if there's 100% factual proof that the individual is full of shit or lying or making shit up, right? They will deny everything, right? They already starting to twist into playing the victim. Even if there's evidence, everything is clear, the person will say it didn't happen or it didn't happen, right? Or they're being misinterpreted or misunderstood. Yeah, can happen. Or they say it's fabricated, it's a lie. But here's the biggest issue. It's not about the lie, if it's a lie, or about the truth, it's the truth. It's about accountability. It's about taking account of your actions. Hi, Kim. Yeah, it's about accountability. And I've come across a lot of people who, when it comes to accountability, they are afraid. Because there's stuff I know about people, if I actually publicize that, right, that hole that they're already digging would suddenly open up even deeper. Because they would be too fucking embarrassed, let alone happy to acknowledge the fact that they fucked with the wrong person. Now, I've seen a lot of bullying. I've seen a lot of indiscriminate attacks across the fucking board since I actually sort of engaged in this, and that was on the anti what the hell's fake group with Bruce Matskin. Yep. When someone says that never happened despite clear context, that's your first red flag, and that, my ladies and gentlemen, was my first flag with a lot of fucking people. And you won't see these people in here anymore. there's only one or two people who had every opportunity to come back, but they decided not to. So that's their choice. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the way it goes. Now, you've got the attack part. Once denial's enough, the next move is to attack the person raising the issue. They can look like questioning credibility, mocking or belittling, bringing up unrelated issues, turning the conversation hostile. The goal, shift focus away from the original issue. Notice how quickly a calm discussion turns into personal attack. This is the original, okay? This is the original. This is from Google search, and the credits go to the YouTube channels and their platforms and to Wikipedia. Okay, I am not taking any credit for this. Everything is from Google search. So the credit goes to the people who put this up. This here is deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. Okay. Now, components of DARVO: deny. The abuser denies the abuse of all wrongdoing occurred, or minimizes its impact, telling the victim they are exaggerating or imagining things. Attack. The perpetrator attacks the person who confronted them, attacking their character, credibility, and memory, or shift focus away from their own actions. Excuse me. Reverse victim and offender, RVO. The offender presents themselves as the true victim, claiming they are being unfairly accused, maligned, or persecuted, often causing the actual victim to feel guilty or doubt themselves. Purpose and effects: avoid accountability. Yeah, that's the norm anyway. Gaslighting often leads the victims to doubt their own experiences and memory. Emotional exhaustion. Now, here's the thing. The pattern frequently observed in narcissistic, abusive, and conflict, designed to make conversations unwinnable by the victim. I mean, I can carry on if you want me to, but I think it's all here, really. But it's not. We're not done yet. Reverse victim and offender. This is where things get really interesting. The person being confronted now position themselves as the victim, and actual victim becomes the offender. I'm being targeted. This is harassment. You're the one causing the problems. At this point, narrative is completely flipped. This is the most powerful part of DARVO because it confuses people watching from the outside. Now, we have all been watching everything over the last few years. Okay? Everything that we've witnessed, experienced, and seen over the last few years. It happened. You know, it's one of those things. But why would you have individuals repeat the same thing? Or you would have individuals go through the same thing that others have been through. Now, I'm no fan of quite a few people. There's definitely no hate because that takes too much fucking energy. And you know what? I have to give Rory Kersey a fucking tap on the shoulder and a POB because he hit the fucking nail on the head. It takes way too much time and energy to fucking hate someone. So I'm going to give him a little bit of credit on that one. Even though I think he's a despicable piece of shit. But that's my opinion. That is my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Wookiees, Ewoks, and fucking members of the jury. That is my opinion. Now, when someone tries to twist people's opinion into, you know, accusations or lies or whatever, it makes you think of who they really are as a person. You know, exaggerating their lifestyle, exaggerating their knowledge base, exaggerating basically who they are as a human being. I don't. I'm probably the worst one to be a fucking co-host. I'm probably the worst one to be a host. Because I swear, and I smoke, and I cough, and I'm just a human being.
But I tell you one thing, if I've done something wrong, I'll put my hands up. If I haven't done anything wrong, I will fight you tooth and nail. And I will prove everything you say is a lie. And there's a lot of people who know me privately, who know that I this is me just warming up. I'm not even freaking started. Now, symptoms, the signs and symptoms of DARVO. Okay. Immediate denial without engagement, emotional escalation instead of discussion, personal attacks replacing facts, playing the victim when challenged, avoiding direct answers, constantly shifting the narrative, avoiding or not showing evidence or proof. This, by the way, okay, I've done all this. This is all AI. This is not me. I've done research. Yeah, all right, fine enough. Why do people use DARVO? Now let's talk about why this happens. Avoid accountability, protect reputation and image, maintain control over the narrative, manipulate audience perception. Remember that fucking one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, deflect from evidence or truth. It's not always calculated. Sometimes it's instinctive, but the effect is the same. It's easier to flip the story than face it. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, we have found cowards. Spineless cowards. That's what I call these people. Spineless cowards. Are there different types of DARVO? Technically, DARVO itself is one defined pattern. But in practice, you'll see variations of how it's used. Soft DARVO, more subtle, passive language, I feel attacked, rather than direct aggression. Aggressive DARVO, loud, confrontational, heavy use of insults or accusations, designed to intimidate. Interesting. Public DARVO, performed in front of an audience, focused on perception rather than truth, often uses in live streams or fucking social media. And by the way, I'm not making this shit up. I am not making this shit. This is freaking awesome. All right. This is what I found. You see, all it takes is do a little bit of research, boys and girls. Yeah, absolutely. On both sides. Yeah. Kasha, I agree on that one. But the thing is, when it takes two to tango, but when you have one side defending and protecting themselves from another side that is lying and changing the narrative or the rhetoric or making assumptions and accusations and not proving one fucking thing, this is where it gets very problematic, because at the end of the day, no matter what anyone does, they will always be in the wrong, regardless. And this is where a lot of people are slipping up, because there is a pattern to that, and that pattern has showed its face multiple times over the last 2.5 years, where with multiple people. Now, someone else is going to be delving into this with much more experience at some point. So you should keep your eyes open. Now, deflective DARVO changes topic entirely. Excuse me. Introduces unrelated issues. Creates confusion rather than confrontation. These aren't official categories. They're patterns of behavior people recognize over time. Now, like I said, I'm not a psychologist. But I tell you one thing, half of this shit I'm actually learning in the courses I'm doing. Oh, Roy, I get it. We can talk afterwards, okay? All right, just do me a favor, big man, and just take a deep breath and just relax and just sit back, buddy. All right, I've got your 6, mate. Now, why is it effective? DARVO works because it creates confusion, it divides audiences, it shifts emotional focus, and it makes people question what actually happened. And that is the biggest problem with all this going on, with what the hells and everything else that's going on. This is exactly what's happening. Now you can understand why I said that I'm going to step back a little bit from all this, and I'm just going to give my opinion of what I witness and what I see. That's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing, because at the end of the day, it is absolutely pointless of pointing something out when at the end of the day, you can point something out that actually physically you can see yourself happened, and then someone else will go sit there and go, oh, no, that didn't happen. No, that didn't happen. No. No, that didn't happen the other night when Robbie Kersey fucking rage quit a couple of times. No, that didn't happen. And it didn't happen when Tug and Megan on their stream were talking about that, about him rage quitting. No, that didn't happen. That's your imagination playing tricks on you. Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see what I'm trying to say here? It's very easy to see the actual proof, but when people are very good with wording and they they're very easy to convince people, because there's a lot of people out there with the utmost respect who will be very easily convinced. Now here is the one: deny, deflect, and defend. The three core tactics of the 3 Ds often include diffuse. So there's different variations. Okay, now obviously I have redacted a word which is unaliving, so I've redacted that. Okay, now this here gives you another example of DARVO. Okay, it gives you a different insight. Now, you yourself, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Ewoks and Wookiees, members of the jury, space cadets, people outside, people inside, people over, people under, you can do this. You can just type it into Google and do your own research, and you'll be absolutely fucking astonished what you will find. A lot of people say, oh, no, you shouldn't believe Google. You shouldn't do this. It's all AI. AI makes shit up. Yeah, AI. But AI will give you an insight of what's going on or what's happening. Right? Which is also the problem with YouTube at the moment. But that's beside the point. Now, what gets me is that when people try to use abbreviations and they try to point the finger. Now, I'm not pointing the finger at anyone. This is a generic, unbiased conversation. That's what I am doing here. But somewhere down the line, this shit needs to stop, because it's not healthy. And the problem is there's going to be a lot of people out there, and I mean this with the utmost respect. There's a lot of people out there who don't have the intelligence to understand the differences between right and wrong and bad and good. And they are very easily manipulated. And next thing you know, all right, you've got all hell breaking loose. So instead of that, people need to do research. They need to listen. They need to pay attention to what's going on. And if they don't understand it, then ask someone who may understand it. It doesn't matter if you don't understand it. You don't have to be embarrassed about it. Okay. Hi, leg woman lady. All right. You don't have to be embarrassed about it. At the end of the day, if you don't understand something, ask. 90% of the problems stem from not asking and just following through. 90% of the issues always stem from someone not understanding or not getting the context of what's being said or what's going on. And that happens all the time. It's very easy for people to misunderstand, and it's like, the people who I know privately, when we talk completely different than I'm talking right now. We have a conversation, and if we don't understand each other, we'll ask. I mean, it's like Squid and I. When we have conversations like today, I actually said, "Look, give me a chance to fucking say what I need to say, and let me get a word in sideways." And we just carried on, and we chatted, right?
At the end of the day, it's all about communication and understanding that type of communication. If you don't understand the communication, that's when they can manipulate the situation and the narrative. Hi, Faith says it all. Welcome to the stream. And that's where the fucking problems begin. Then you suddenly got people going, oh, fucking hell, did you hear about that? No, did you hear about them saying that? Do you hear about them saying that? And that's when all the shit starts getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. However, when you've got a select group of people, like the Fleas or anyone else, right? It could be the Fleas, it could be John Cook, it could be fucking Jeremy Hells, it could be anybody. When they start fucking going off on one narrative, that's when the problems start. But when you've got people trying to use this, trying to manipulate the narrative and trying to manipulate the rhetoric and then twisting it, that's where it becomes extremely dangerous, because at the end of the day, it can affect people. And it can affect people adversely or not at all. So understanding what's being done here, okay, right, is very important. People need to understand what's being done across the board. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are. And a lot of people don't like me because I point this shit out. And I'm not naming names. Don't have to. Because there are arseholes on both fucking sides of the coin. And there are arseholes in the center as well, who sit on the fence. We are all, at one point, an arsehole, ladies and gentlemen. Be proud of that, because we all got one. Just like we got elbows. Exactly. There is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong. Why is my chat not up? What the fuck? There's absolutely nothing. Oh, that's why. I know why the chat's not up. There's absolutely nothing wrong about asking a question. And no one here, regardless if it's anyone in this chat or anyone else, no one is perfect. So if you ever have a question, ask that question, because this is why I say ask a question, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, I either answer the question or I don't. And even if it's a stupid question, I'll still try to answer it. But you need to understand the differences of what's going on around you. Okay. Now, here's another one. This one here is deny, deflect, distract. It is a common manipulation tactic used to avoid accountability, shift blame, and confuse victims, often linked to narcissism, gaslighting, and disinformation campaigns. It involves refusing to accept wrongdoings, deny, passing blame to others, deflect, and changing the subject or attacking the accuser or derail the conversation, distract. Is anyone lost now? Is anyone lost, or are you still with me? Sorry about that. I just had to. Oh, I still need to do. Now, here's the thing. For me, for example, with me, for example, a lot of people won't challenge me in my own stream, and if they do, they try to be fucking clever, and they think, oh well, he says that he can construct a criticism and shit like that. I've had multiple people come in here and attack me because of my reaction. But the thing is, my reaction is a reaction to an attack or to something that is said that's not true. Now, if it's true, I'll go, yeah, I said that. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I said that. All right.
But one thing I don't do, I'm not in a clique. I mean, people say, "Oh, you fucking hang around so and so and so and so." No, we are friends. We talk to each other often online. It's one of those things. If you've got a problem with that, go and find your own fucking friends. The biggest issue is, though, is that there's a lot of people who try to use this technique. All right, then, fella, you take care. All right, see you later, Timothy. You take care of yourself, bud. Right, there's a lot of people. I literally could sit here and write down names. I could actually give you name after name after name after name after name after name who are hypocrites. They will talk shit about you behind your back, but when they're in front of you, they won't. They will fucking deliberately try to damage your reputation or your stream or your content, right? Because they think they can get away with it, right? Here's the thing. For months, there was something happening. For months. And then one night, I deliberately, and I just didn't do it once. I've done it multiple times. I deliberately came on late. And what I was doing, I was watching who was coming in. I was watching, and the thing is, when you come in, right, and you interact with the platform, right, you automatically. This is why I don't turn it off, right? You automatically, oh shit, sorry. You automatically, I nearly fucking done it again, fucking clicking all buttons and shit. Right, you automatically end up on the top fans on that list. Right? That's where you fucking fail. And like the thing is, there was a couple of people who were coming in and leaving, right? But every time a certain person came in, and I don't care about the thumbs up or the thumbs down. I prefer thumbs up, don't get me wrong, because then I know people are paying attention and watching and interacting. So please like and subscribe. And if you're outside and you're not subscribed, come in, hang out for a couple of minutes. Remember to check the rules at the beginning when you come in, and come and join the community. Come and join the Wolf's Den. Trust me, pups, you'll be all right. You'll be safe. However, I figured out very quickly, very, very fucking quickly, who it was. But there's one thing about me that a lot of people seem to not understand. Is that if I don't want to mention it, I won't mention it. If I don't want to say anything, I won't say anything. I'm just using this as an example, because at the end of the day, I am not a person who will deliberately, right? Now, here's one. Here's the original one. Yeah. That is deny, attack, reverse victim. Yeah. But we've covered all this now, so I don't think we really need to go into it. Now, at the end of the day, when you've got people, and this is across the board, and I'm like I said, I'm not pointing, because if I really wanted to name people, trust me, you don't fucking intimidate me, you do not scare me, and you're not afraid of your childish fucking behaviors. I would name and shame you, and trust me, there's shit I know that you don't want people to fucking know. And that goes for a lot of people. Right? But I have integrity. I have ethics. And I don't steep that low. Right? But here's a word of advice. If you are going to make accusations, or if you're going to make statements and then fucking turn around and play the victim, then I strongly recommend, I really, really, really say this with the utmost fucking respect. I strongly recommend you turn and this is on both sides of the coin, you turn all your videos to unlisted and go and check every single one of them, because you have really severely, universally fucked up. Just saying. And I'm not the type of person to fucking say that very easily. I usually let people dig that hole. And then I just go and get my dinner. I just go and feed myself. I just go and get oh, look at that. Oh, I got 5 minutes. Oh, look at that. And I turn into a fat bastard. Not you, leg warmer. All right. And here's the thing. A lot of people say things in the heat of the moment. I have. A lot of people have. Amago has, Kasha has, fucking everyone has. Hell, fucking we all have. We all say things at the heat of the moment. Sometimes we regret it afterwards. But when you say things that contradict your actions, oh, I fucking hate you, Kasha mentioned mac and cheese. Oh, God, I hate mac and cheese. Ever since I heard that fucking mac and cheese, that put me off. Anyway, all right. The moment you open your mouth, I strongly recommend that you think before you speak. Because there's an old saying. Because there's an old. Oh no, I've got sound. I don't know what you're on about. Refresh the page, Cynthia. I don't know. Refresh the page. There's an old saying. You've made your bed, you lay in it. Now, I could say this for a lot of people. I really could. I could say this for a lot of people. But the biggest issue is that at the end of the day, I am not responsible for other people's actions. No. No one is. No one is responsible for anyone's actions except the people themselves. And by the way, can we just have a sound check, please? Can we just have a sound check? If you can hear me, please, sound check. Anybody? Ashley, hi, welcome to the stream. I like someone on a well. At the end, here's the thing. Like I mean, when you hold people to ransom, hi, Rogue Mama. When you hold people to ransom, hi, Paul. When you hold people to ransom, okay, emotionally, at some point they're going to snap back and they're going to go, fuck it. Why do I have to do this? I mean, I'm not here to hold people's hands. I'm not here to fucking rub your ass after you fucking fall or go, oh, Paul, let me have a look at your knee. Let me see what's happened. No, that's not my job. That's not my responsibility. I am responsible for myself. I am responsible for the people who I have given the powers to deal with negativity in here. Right? I am responsible. Now, if someone wants to try to hold me at ransom, emotionally, or they've already failed now. You've already failed now. You've already failed. You may as well fucking just give up. Hi, David. All right. But here's one thing you need to understand is that if I want to talk to someone, I will talk to them. If I don't want to talk to someone, I won't talk to someone. If I want to say that someone is a fucking asshole, then I will call them an asshole. As simple as that. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. You know, reality sometimes can hurt your feelings. And if it hurts your feelings, then maybe you're not strong enough to actually listen to common sense, to reason. But going back to the original, you make your bed, you piss in it, you lay in it. No one is responsible for anyone else's actions except the person who's done it. That's as simple as that. I know there's a lot of people out there too embarrassed to come up to me and go, hey, look, I'm fucking sorry, man. You don't have to apologize to me. No one has to apologize to me. I have got a very, very large set of shoulders. I've got a spine and I've got a man sausage big enough to slap the shit out of anything. All right? So trust me, no one has to apologize to me at all. As long as you respect me, you respect my platform, and you respect the people in here.
If you want to play guilty by association, then I advise caution. Because I'm also very knowledgeable about fucking strategic games, strategy. And I tell you one thing, and if you have been in uniform, then you know the next words that come out of my mouth: atmospherics. Let me repeat that: atmospherics. I don't know. I really don't know. I try not to involve myself with these I'm not going to get involved in that. Well, exactly, Rogue Moment. The thing is, like calling, like there's people out there who like to call people narcissists. However, there's a difference between saying, "That's a narcissistic behavior," or "That's a narcissist." There's a difference. Yeah, because when you accuse someone of being a narcissist, you need to have physical evidence and proof of that. And trust me, I've got that. But why should I fucking show it, or why should I use it? Because at the end of the day, that just makes me as bad as them, or as bad as them, or as bad as them. So what I do, I just fucking take it, bundle it up in a nice little package, and then file it under arsehole. Or arseholes. Yeah. And that's it. The problem is, that the trigger words, this is the biggest problem about this whole scenario. When all this kicked off, right, there were a lot of trigger words. Right? There were a lot of trigger words. And these trigger words are like stalking, defamation, harassment, slander, sue. I mean, like, you could go. Hi, Johnny D. You could go on for fucking days just talking about the trigger words. And the thing is, at the end of the day, it's not that you need to worry about. It's not the trigger words you should pay attention to. It's the fact, the actions of what's being said. It's very easy. It's very easy for people to play a mind game and go, Kasha, yes, I'm going to sue you. And I'm going to sue you for giving me mental anguish, causing mental anguish because you've been mentioning Fanta, where you should be talking about Dr. Pepper. That's how fucking pathetic some people are. That's how pathetic some people are. Don't you start, Eric. Don't you fucking start, mate. Right? Now, where do you draw the line? I mean, you've got slap, you've got DARVO, you've got narcissistic behavior, like I said, I am not a psychologist. I am not a professionally trained medical psychologist who can actually fucking diagnose. But sociopathic behaviors does exist, and that does happen. But this here, DARVO, has been mentioned multiple times. And I'm like going, okay, I'm going to fucking research this. And I've done it before. But one thing you have to understand is that where do you draw the line, people? Where do you draw the line between sitting there and listening to lies and deceit and deflection and subterfuge? I'll give you an example. When was it? 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I got challenged privately. Excuse me a second. I was challenged privately about something I said. And I said to this individual, I said, okay, what do you want to know? And they went, this, and this. And I was like, well, that's none of your business. This, there you go, there it is. And this is none of your business. And the individual went, okay,
Wow, okay, my apology. And then they went into an apology that they didn't need to give me, because at the end of the day, they don't. People only need to apologize when they really fuck up. But 99% of the time, people haven't got the balls or the spine or the man sausage or the tackle to actually do it. So I just blow that to the side, and then the conversation ended up where we both agreed to not communicate with each other. Right? And I respected that individual's comments, and that person respected mine, and we parted respectively. And it was really good to actually see that. And this person, right? A lot of people know. Well, there's a lot of people I know, but you won't figure out who it is. But I can tell you right now, right? We have left on a good standing, on a neutral standing, and it's going to stay that way. As simple as that. Now, if I don't think what you're saying is correct, I will challenge you. If I think that you're full of shit, I will challenge you. If I think you're telling the truth, I will listen to you. But what I've been seeing over the last few months is absolutely fucking ridiculous. It is very, very dangerous. It can affect people's lives. It can affect them in every shape or form. Now, at the end of the day, if you want to get a kick out of it, then fine. That's on you. But I always say this: the internet is the most septic place to be. However, there are places with sunshine, and you're in one right now. The sunshine shines bright here. But when it comes to trying to use techniques to twist and manipulate a narrative, that's where I draw the fucking line. And I've had a lot of people hate on me because I'm outspoken, because when I talk about the anti-what the hells, or when I talk about the what the hells, or I talk about individual people, right? I get hated on because I have an opinion. So what about you? You've got a fucking opinion. So why can't you be challenged if I don't agree with what you say? The moment you do challenge, right, you're the fucking bad guy. So where do you draw the line? Where do you turn around and say, hey, hang on a minute. You just called me a fucking arsehole, but I can't respond to that. And if I do respond to it, you then play the fucking victim. Ladies and gentlemen, introduce narcissism 101. Right? And that is the problem. There are a lot of people, please listen to this. There are a lot of people who have emotionally involved themselves in this. And I get that. Because obviously, you've taken a liking to one group, a liking to another group. I get that. I hear you on that. But there has to be a limit. There has to be a line you don't cross. If it doesn't physically, if it doesn't physically affect your life, and I'm not talking about online life, I'm talking about where you are right now, in that building, in that room, that surrounding area. If it does not affect you, then draw a line. The moment you turn off that computer, that should be that line. That should be click, gone, done. Right, I'm going to go and watch a film. Go and watch a cartoon. Go and watch a horror movie. Go and watch a romantic love story. Sleepless in Seattle, for example. How the fuck did I know that one? Anyway, right. Okay, so try all this shit that I'm witnessing. I would love to fucking take at least a dozen people a new fucking asshole with factual proof. But you know what? It is an absolute waste of time. It's a waste of energy, and it's a waste of resource. And that's why I just comment on observational stuff. If I see something, oh fucking hell, all right, okay, I'll talk about that. She said that, did she? Oh, I'll talk about that. Oh, he said that oh bloody hell, Marlin. Oh, thank you so much, my darling. Just because, yeah, I love you too. I love you too. Thank you so much, Marlin. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. That'll get me 2 cans of Dr. Pepper, that's for sure. No, Kasha, Dr. Pepper, not Fanta. Anyway, all right. Thank you so much, my darling. I do appreciate it. There has to be a line drawn. And if you can't, look, take. I have got Robert, I've got SMN, I've got Roy, I've got Lucia, I've got multiple people come in here and badger me about sheep. They take the piss out of me on a continuous basis. All right? And that's also including Eric. I totally forgot about you, Navy boy. All right? But at the end of the day, do I get upset about it? No. Does it interfere sometimes in my live stream? Yes, it does. But do I see the funny side of it? Absolutely. All right? Because at the end of the day, this is the fucking internet, people. This is the fucking internet. If you've got people, thank you very much, Rick. I'm just saying it as it is. If you've got people who sit on the internet and think that the internet is an extension of their fucking life, then have a guess what? Then they don't know what right and wrong is. There are people I have come across on this online. There are people who I consider very, very intelligent people. Very intelligent people. One of them I met fucking, a year ago, 2 years ago. I was in his stream today. And I'm going to name him. I'm not scared of naming him. All right. I forgot his name. Oh no, I came and it's Coop. And the reason I came across him is because I was watching his, like when I don't know if I saw him in a chat or anything, and I clicked on his name and I looked his name up, and suddenly all this woodworking stuff came up, and I was like, fucking hell, I like that. And I started like watching his videos, and I was like glued to his fucking content. And it wasn't because I saw him in a chat, it was because of what he does, because I love that stuff. And then I got to know him. Then I got to meet him. And I was like, fucking hell, you are a fucking, like, you're a decent bloke, mate. You know what I mean? If I was a woman, I would want to be with you. And some men want to be like you. But, but then again, I'm bigger than him. But that's beside the point. The fact of the matter is, I was watching his content. And I've done that with a lot of people. I've watched other people's content, even if I don't agree with them. Even if I don't agree with what they say or what they do or how they behave, I still watch it. There is a large group of fucking creators I stay away from. And sometimes I'm getting links and fucking sent to me, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking, I don't, no, I'd rather go and sit on my fucking grenade throne and drop a juice and use the energy and the time to push than waste my time. But at the same time, I'm getting like, different things. Like, there's times I'll sit in Squids and I won't say a word. She wouldn't even know I'm there. I'll just sit there. Of course I got my queen. She's my baby. I worship the ground she's at. Anyway, right? But at the end of the day, it's like I do that and no one tells me otherwise. If I want to fucking go and sit in someone's stream, I will fucking do that. And if you got a problem with that, then here's one thing you can do. Suck your thumb, buy a fucking lollipop, and suck that. Or go to your boyfriend and suck that. But at the end of the day, I really don't care. You do not tell me what I can and can't do. So guilty by association, and this all comes down back to DARVO. It all rolls around in one spiral. Hi, Freckled. Am I in trouble? I'm not dropping anyone. I'm being a good boy. All right. Now, as far as it went, like another thing, I'll give you an example. I went into, who was it? Oh, who was it? Oh, Rosalind. What's her name again? Rosalind Duke. I went into a stream. You know, I watch everybody. I watch all these creators. You know, if and when I want to. Do I agree with some of them? No. Do I watch them? Yes. Why not? Why shouldn't I? You know, it keeps me educated. Okay. And like one day, no, it wasn't Rosalind, it was Shizzy's. And fucking Shizzy, I tell you one thing, mate, if you're hearing this, I love you. If I was a woman, I would throw myself at you like fucking a flight of shit. That I can tell you right now, because I heard that song you wrote from the freaking transcript and it was absolutely fucking hilarious. Push it real good. Push it real good, yeah. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, I was in Shizzy's one morning, and we were like fucking talk, and I don't know why I did it, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I'm not trying to have an ego fucking run here, and I don't know why I did it, but I sat there and I went hashtag I am Venom. I went hashtag I am Venom. I am Venom. I am Venom. And it went fucking viral. It went straight off. And you know what? I'm glad it did. Because, you know, sometimes you need someone who doesn't conform to your, it doesn't, you know, like, oh, let's put the square fucking peg in a round hole. All right. Hello, that's me. All right. I don't conform to your bullshit. I am me. I am a spawn in your, wait a minute. You have a, sorry, leave. Marlin, behave yourself or you're going to the back of the class. I'm telling you right now, I have bodyguards in here. Yeah, Shizzy is an extremely gifted young gentleman. He is very gifted. His music is fantastic. But when I heard the music with, when, I don't know if it was me and someone else, I can't remember who it was, the song and the music he made, it was absolutely hilarious. And that's, you know what, I felt really, really happy about that, because I thought, you know what, yeah, if you can't take a dig or you can't have a laugh, then why are you on the internet? You know, if you're going to go around and blow your own trumpet 24/7 and, you know, try to rub your ego every chance you get, then why are you on camera? You should be in a bathroom rubbing your forehead, so when next time when you get excited, you'll spit in a mirror, dickheads. But at the end of the day, it's the behavior. What's happening? No, I'm sorry. I don't agree with it, and I will call it out as it is. And I know for a fact that people are using these abbreviations to try to justify their bullshit on both sides of the fence and in the middle of the fence. So at the end of the day, you decide how you want to be perceived. Your behavior precedes. So if you act like an ass, or you act disrespectful, or you attack someone, and then when that person turns around and responds in kind, don't sit there and cry like a little. No, it won't work. And I'm a type of person to point that shit out. Now, deliberately going and insulting someone or calling them names or you know, whatever. No. Because if you can't take that shit yourself, don't dish it out. I don't, do you know what? I'm still trying, I'm going to be very honest with everyone. I'm still trying to get my head around this fucking polymorph terminology. I need to talk to someone offline about that so they can educate me on that. Leg warmer lady. Apparently people were upset about the leg warmers I made Megan. As I told Tug, I haven't laughed in ages. My feelings weren't hurt. Oh, you made you made the leg warmers. That was yonks ago. That was over a year ago, wasn't it? Wasn't that the time when she was building that Lego? Oh God, let me remember. Wasn't that the time when she was building that Lego like a copy, sort of copy of the compound. I'm sorry, I call it the compound. The copy of the compound. Do you know what they should call that? Is the Gorge? Yeah, have you ever seen the film The Gorge? Have you anyone seen the film The Gorge? Anybody? Why are they still at your house, Rogue Mama? Send them to her. Jesus. Last winter, yeah, there you go. That was you. That was funny as fuck. That was hilarious. I mean, I don't go into some people's streams, because I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I feel like because of my persona and my character and the way I talk and everything, I do know that you over there, you Americanese, are very religious. You're very how can I put it? You don't swear a lot. Well, some people don't. Some people do. But me, it's like I mean, if I had the ability to claim Tourette syndrome, I definitely wouldn't get it because I probably swear way too. No, but I have cut down swearing. But I try to, like some people feel uncomfortable when I turn up because I have a habit of saying what I think. I'm in the US. I don't watch those weird British movies about cracks in the road. Hang on a minute, you ginger, you git. See, you miss. Oh. And careful, Paul. She's here. She's here. She's training, and she'll have you. Freckled. Let me tell you something. Right, The Gorge was actually made in the States, filmed in I think it was in Estonia or Yugoslavia somewhere. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up because I didn't. The way this is getting stupid now. Right, look, I don't like the crampons. Absolutely not. I think they are despicable individuals. I think they deserve to be in jail for what they have done. I also think a lot of people need to grow up and actually pay attention to what's happened in the past 2 years. They need to do the research to find out the facts. The fact that she again turned around on one of her streams said about the fence, that they did that all in one go. No, they didn't. The fence was already paid for. This is my whole arc. This is what I've been saying, and no one listens. So now you're getting it both barrels. Okay, if you actually paid attention and you actually did your research on everyone who's causing negativity and problems, trust me, you will find out. Riashley, take care. Thank you very much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed whatever happened is going on. Thank you so much. Oh, look at you, freckled ginger. Yeah, my little ginger. Hey, Blondie, your hair's on fire. Anyway, so I was going to go for an intermission, which I'm probably going to do now. So I'm going to go an intermission, and you guys, you can choose the song. Choose the song. Choose it. Go, what one do you want to hear while I go for a nature break and probably a nervous breakdown? So very quickly. And then we'll carry on. We'll carry on. It's all good. We underrated over the undanced stupidity that is multiplying like rabbits. They stay the course and it will all be just great. Take care, right? Yep, take care. Squid and SpawnTrooper have more gumption than anyone I know. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Let me take this back. Here's the thing. You get a male version and a female version, right? Squid has the biggest heart you would ever. I know she's going to be pissed off for me saying this, but Squid is the nicest person that has the biggest heart you'll probably ever come across. But she has a fucking tongue sharper than a fucking razor blade. And she will say it as it is. And you know what? She's fucking had to go at me multiple times. I've had to go at her multiple times. That's why we get on. Right. And like, thank you very much. SpawnTrooper. Oh yeah, okay, I will upload that. All right, but the thing is, there's a lot of people right now watching this stream. Okay, there's a lot of people watching this stream, sitting on the outside, going, "Oh, you fucking limey twat! Oh, you don't know what you're on about. You have no education." Da, 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 da. Tell you one thing: at least I've got the fucking balls to sit here and say what I'm saying. You're sitting outside listening, going, "Oh, fucking yeah," and then you go back to your little fucking cruise and talk shit and make shit up. That's your failure. That is your fucking failure. Your failure is to accept the fact that someone will say it in your face. Either way, you can sit outside or you can sit in here. At the end of the day, 99.9% of the people who come in here are genuinely nice people and have common sense. And they come from all different walks of life, different parts of the world. How many people have been yeeted out of this channel, off this platform, or away from this channel? How many people have you seen get yeeted? Anybody? Anyone give me an idea? Actual fact, you know what? Tell me when I come back, because I need to go for a slash. So I shall be right back. 1 second, please. Let me change that. Let me change that to replace that. Gonna take that, replace that. Don't you press that. No, not that button. No, not that one. And I'm back. Wait a minute. And I'm back. Now, I know you guys out there. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Come on in. Come and join me. Because here's the thing. Do you see how easy it is to get the attention of vermin? Do you see how easy it is to prove a point without even saying anything? Tonight was all educational. Some people took it personal because all they're doing is sitting and listening. Now, this also proves something else. Fear. Fear. Now, here's one thing I'm going to give some advice to you. Because next month, it's going to be a celebratory month to next month, isn't it? So why don't you plan for that? Instead of trying to act like a fucking 10-year-old. Just saying. But anyway, so there you are. Just so you're also aware that I'm fully aware. I am fully aware that there's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be some responses from individuals of my stream tonight. And it's going to be funny because none of them were addressed. The topic of tonight was about things I have witnessed and observed. See, there's a difference. If I wanted to name people, I would. Now, at the end of the day, if people want to fucking call people out, that's entirely up to them. As long as they are respectful. And you know what they say about freedom of speech? Not sure yet, Marlene. Not sure. Not sure. You're welcome. Why did you do that? All right. Okay. Thank you very much for the sticker there, leg warmer. evil devil. Oh, wait a minute. Am I lagging? Yeah, I'm probably lagging. So, yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah. So, there you go. It's been an interesting stream, but what we do, we're going to carry on conversating about all this. Now, I find it very interesting that when you plug other people, which I'm going to do in a minute. Oh my God, hitting that goal. Thank you so much. Oh, yes, I hit the goal. I've hit the goal. Yes, I hit the goal. Yes, Dr. Pepper Fun. Thank you so much. Freckle Ginger, spank you very much. Thank you. Spank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Right. So, and I do appreciate that. And by the way, guys, I know that some people outside are like getting cold, so don't worry about that. But I find it very interesting that like the topics tonight, there's probably people who are going to watch my stream and they're going to go, he doesn't know fuck all. He's talking shit. Well, if I was talking shit, why have I just hit the nail on the head? Just saying. Why have I hit the nail on the head? Why have I actually pointed out? Why am I getting reactions already? God damn it, Jeff. Do you really have to go and blow my fucking fun time? Iron Brute. No, I tried that once, mate. I'd rather use that shit as rocket fuel. Sorry, Paul, but I've tried Iron Brew before, mate. And that I'd rather. Do you know what? I'd rather drink brake fluid. They had to fix something in the roof, so they're still working out. And plus, they're putting some cables down as well, which they sort of fucked up on. But yeah, it's getting there. But I've decided that I am not going to shit. Well, you probably might see it in some videos coming up soon when I start doing some stuff, which I'm not going to talk about yet. One thing I am going to say is this: there will be a schedule coming up. So keep an eye on the schedule that's going to come. Because like last time I said, I'm going to do a schedule Mondays, Tuesdays, and all that stuff. Yeah, but Tuesdays I'm usually on platform with Squid, or I'm on the platform with Squid when she demands me to be there. Get here, okay. So yeah, maybe you hit your thumb. What you? Yes. No. So, but yeah. Besides that, I've also during that time I went to the bathroom. I went to the toilet, went back, washed my hands, made myself a coffee, sat back down, and here I am. Right. So, guys, if you want to be educated seriously on all this stuff, please just go and Google it. Just do some research. If need be, go to the library, right, and look at psychology books, look at behavioral books, and you'll come across it. It's like someone once told me, people will use abbreviations to hide facts. But in a way, I find that contradictory because, like, abbreviations actually. Oh, wait a minute. When are your bottom going to hop out of the Squid's basement and cross the pond to the States here? Well, when I get through this 2.5 foot wall, I mean, like, the basements in the States are quite big because of the hurricanes and tornado stuff. So I don't know yet. I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to come to the States. That's for sure. That is for sure. I can already tell you that now. And if I don't, then there's there has to be a bloody good reason for me if I don't. But there will be. And if I do, trust me, I will be visiting people. Oh, wait, before anyone takes that out of context, I will be visiting people I know first. Obviously, my friends in Houston. I'll be going to New York as well, and Montana. And then I'll be going down to Baton Rouge. I've got a friend down there as well. But I'll be spending most of my time in Houston. With a really good friend of mine who I served operations with. If I do get a chance, I'll probably might hire a motorbike. Because I do want to do a long ride. I want to get a motorbike, hire a motorbike, and then go for, free camping and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. Not sure when it's going to be. It's going to happen at some point, and if it doesn't happen, there's a bloody good reason. Did you want to dilute where your back is okay before it isn't good for you? Well, you see, the thing is, Marlin, I had to richly get a step ladder because the tip got wet. But anyway, sorry. What? When you come stateside, will you be renting a motorbike or car? It'll be a motorbike. You're lost. I'll be out of town, Ginger. Freckle Ginger, I swear. No. You're going to be one of the first people I will want to see. I mean, I would if I do come over, I've already got a list of people who I'd probably visit. I definitely will be going down to Otter Creek. That's for sure. But you won't know when I'm there or not. No one will ever know. If I'm in the States, no one will ever know. You'll know after the fact, but you'll never know when I'm there. That I can assure you of. Yeah, you can ride. Yeah, you could. What do you mean? Good luck with that. You can rent bikes over there. You can contact Motorrad. Motorrad is worldwide. So you can hire bikes and stuff like that. So it's very easy to hire motorbikes. You just need to find. But then again, I mean, like, you guys over there ride when you come visit us. Yeah. So yeah, that'd be one of the things. What else was I going to say? Yeah, but there's one place I do want to go to. I do want to. There's one thing on my bucket list that I do want to do, and I've been wanting to do this all my life, really. I want to go to Pearl Harbor. Because I love history, and I definitely want to go to Pearl Harbor. I want to go to the Memorial of the Arizona. and see it for myself. That's one thing I do want to do. That's one thing. And then I also want to go, I mean, like when I'm probably at a friend's house, when I'm in New York, I'll probably might want to go to Ground Zero and actually go and look at it now with the new building they've got there. And then I probably might want to go down to Orlando, Cape Canaveral, but that's just a wish list. But bucket list is definitely Hawaii. So that's definitely Oh yeah, well sorry, that's what I meant. Lease a motorbike. Yeah, that's what I meant, Jeff. I do apologise. I should have said that. I think it's 6 to 8 weeks. If I do come over, it'll be 6 to 8 weeks. And like I've already got a list planned out. I probably might even go down to Norfolk, Virginia, because I got some acquaintances there. So I probably might pop down there again. And then obviously I want to pop into Canada as well at some point. I want to go up to Medicine Hat, Calgary, go back to my old stomping ground when I was over there. Go and check that place out. USS Texas. That's the museum. Yeah, that's the museum. Yeah, Paul, I'll talk to you about that later. I'll talk to you in depth about what my intentions are there. We roll on the right. Very funny. Do you know you actually roll on the incorrect side? You know, but that's beside the point. We can talk about that some other time. I can do like another stream like I did with Combat by Trial. I can do a stream on like why the differences between left and right. But I know what you were doing there, Eric, so I'm just going to ignore that. 3 months minimum. It depends. I mean, the thing is, don't forget, all right, traveling expenses, fuel, food, money. So it's gonna be costly. So I need to save it up. But the thing is, at the same time, I want to upgrade what I'm doing here. But at the same time, I have got a goal, an objective for combat stress and SAFA, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not backing out of that one. I'm not going to back off on that one. And then when everything happens, then things will start becoming automated. So each month things will get done, you know. So it's going to be one of those things. And when it comes to other people's opinions about me, there you go. There's a finger, sit on it and swivel. Because your intellectual level is of a fucking hell, there's a gunshot sound. Your intellectual level is probably as high as a fucking goldfish. Probably even less than that. But you know, some people will use anything to play the victim. So remember, guys, right? Don't allow yourself to become emotionally involved in any of this shit, and don't even fucking acknowledge it. Let people on both sides of the coin, and you know, let them just fucking burn themselves out. It's as simple as that. And by the way, this weekend I'll be doing another supermarket without fucking turning off my stream. Right, hang on a minute. My teddy bear flew. I'm off. Give your queen a hug. I shall do that. I always do, and quite a lot of hugs actually. And she pushes me away sometimes. And get away from me. Hug. And I shall, Marlene. Thank you very much for the 50 Swedish krona. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much, my darling. And you have a good one. And remember, chicken soup, and then get black pepper. If you have chicken soup with black pepper, it's got a lot of antibacteria. It's got bacteria in it that will help. All right, and drink a lot of fluids. Okay, that should help you. All right. So there you go. We're going to carry on for a little bit. We're going to talk about something else because the seriousness is done. You know, the serious chat I wanted to do, I've done. And I understand that, you know, people are not happy with other people. I get that, but is it worth you wasting energy on? Because it's not going to help. And to be perfectly honest with you, they don't have. How can I put this? I mean, like when I watched the Crampons stream, that part what I was watching, there was something about the atmospherics that made me go, "Ooh, huh." But then Mr. Magoo came in and fucking acted like a fucking 2-year-old who just had his lolly taken away. But that's beside the point. But the fact that the reaction was very interesting. But still, I still want to see legal actions taken against a couple of people on the anti-what the hells because they deserve it. What they have done is despicable, to say the least. And people on the what the hell side, right, just need to disconnect themselves emotionally from the bullshit and just observe, watch, comment, and make. If you got a comment, if you don't agree with something, then fucking say so. Agree with it. Don't agree with it. You don't have to agree with shit if you don't want to. Hell, you don't even have to respond if you don't want to. In fact, that would actually stop a lot of fucking people. Oh, someone is pushing their weight. Oh, wow. Okay. Squid is pushing weights. Fucking hell. Go there. Oof. Yeah, push it. But yeah, and gone. Done. Good. That's some freaking true workout, that. And well done for Squid to keep up the training, and like it doesn't look easy, and it shouldn't be. So well done. So congratulations, Squid, on doing your bit for yourself, keeping yourself mentally and physically healthy, which is good. Well done. Yeah, so that's good. And I want to say thank you very much, everyone. Hi, bonjour, French Psycho. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Bonsoir, mon ami. Comment allez-vous? Ici, ce soir, la calme atmosphère. D'accord? Non, gonorrhée, non, merde, là-bas, le merde. Oh shit! I need to get back into French again. I need to start talking French again. That'd be so much fun. One thing I can say though, I don't know who this person is, but they are posting screenshots of the Crampon stream, and I've been reading them, and I tell you one thing. Wow. I never thought, I thought, like, at one point I thought, yeah, people are just going to fucking stay in their corners and just, but boy, oh boy, oh boy. I really do hope they make a fucking series out of this. Warning, adult content. Please be advised that some of the content here is for adult entertainment only. Basically, people are acting like dicks. Roy, you're good. You're tanky. You should be able to cope with that. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. Let me go and check something here. Let me check something here. Uh-huh. Yeah, huh. Interesting.
Why would I call you a stupid French person? Why would I do that? I know that I am just stupid French, but if not speaking Gaelic, I can understand you about 90%. Oh, so if I start speaking Gaelic, you can understand me then, yeah? Well, you're going to be waiting for a long time. I was born in Wales, but I was brought up elsewhere, and that's why I'm back in my homeland. But there's some Welsh I do understand. But yeah, wink wink, nudge nudge, mon ami. J'y comprends beaucoup. So yeah, so basically tonight that was a very. So did you think that was educational, or do you think that was a bit over the top? So what is your opinion, guys? What do you think, Paul? What do you think, Leg Warmer? You know, Rogue Mama, Ammo Girl, Gale. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think you crocheting those leg warmers for Megan is funny. I thought I knew. I thought I've seen you before. Always better to come back to get back to our. Oh yeah, yeah. When I press the button, I know where I'm being buried. Halfway across North Wales. Oh, don't worry about it. You haven't missed that much, Eric. We were talking about the abbreviations and the meanings of DARVO, because obviously that name or that word came up quite a while back. So and I was addressing behavioural, people, the way they're behaving and everything else. And to be perfectly honest with you, there are some very spineless, gutless individuals out there who've got nothing better to do than try to fucking confuse the shit out of people by changing the narrative. But I'm not going to waste my energy or breath on that. Thank you very much, oh my God. And here's the thing. I know for a fact there's going to be a shitload of people out there now going, oh, he's talking about me. Oh, he's talking about... No, prove it that I'm talking about you. Prove it. If you're listening, prove it I'm talking about you. Huh. Because the thing is, I'm not talking about an individual. I'm talking about behavior. I am talking about observational behavior that is being seen across the board. Gail, the thing is, it's not about bad behavior. It's about not accepting the facts that sometimes you can be wrong and then amplifying it by lying. Does that make sense? Say for example, let's use this example. You call me an arsehole, or you call me a prick, right? In someone else's stream, right? Someone then fucking tells me, oh, Gail called you a prick. Oh, right. Okay, then. And then I turn around to you and say, oh, you called me a prick. And then you go, no. I said, well, there's proof. And you go, no, there isn't. I didn't call you that. No. And then the screenshot of you saying, oh, he's a prick is then shown to you, right? This is just an example. Yeah, it's then shown to you. That is factual proof from the chat. This is why a lot of people take screenshots from chats, right? They try to use it as intimidation, an intimidation tool. But the thing is, you calling me a prick doesn't change anything. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me. And the fact of the matter is that there are people out there who are that low educated that they go, oh yeah, he is a prick. Yeah, he is a prick. Yeah, duh. Yeah. Right. And that's the problem. When you direct your narrative to people who are easily misled and easily manipulated, That's when you start getting the fucking problems. That's when you start getting the Chinese whispers. And by the time you said, oh, you're a prick, by the time it gets to the last person, right, it will have a complete different meaning. You probably are, Jeff. No, I'm only joking. Like, does that make sense, Gail? He's back in Wales on a big rock in the pressure and 3 block sheet. What one's holding stuff into the boat. Hey, Jeff, I told you not to give away my location. I've told you that many times. Hi, Cynthia. Now, one thing I do know is that a lot of there is going to be a crash and burn. That one thing I do know. I think there's only so far you can push the envelope before you crash and burn, and it's going to happen. I can see it happening. And you know what? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go, told you. Oh, I'm quite proud of being an arsehole. I will be an arsehole if I have to. Like I said, I don't fucking beat around the bush, man. I'll say it as it is. The telephone game, yeah, it makes really good sense. Yeah, you know. Me, not an arsehole? No, I can't fucking say I'm not an arsehole. I am. I mean, it takes an arsehole to be in. Wait, what? It takes an arsehole to know that you're an arsehole. But it's how you use that arsehole. Because there's people out there who think their shit doesn't stink. And the problem is, if they'd actually keep their mouth closed, it wouldn't stink as much. Because the amount of shit that comes out of their face, they would walk around 24/7 with an unlimited tissue supply. Seriously. Some of these people need to get a tissue and take their face for a shit. But they're going to cry, oh, well, you can't stop me from talking. You know, no one can stop you from talking. It's freedom of speech. However, when you turn that freedom of speech into hate speech, borderline, it gets interesting. That's why I'm sitting back that's why I sit back and I watch, and I will only make my own personal observational comment. If I think the behavior of like the crampons lately is very interesting, no, I'm going to say that. I don't give a shit what they say about me, because at the end of the day, when they're talking shit about me, they're not talking shit about someone else. That means I have control over the narrative. That means I can say that they are absolutely childish. Now, is that selfish? No, it's not. Because the thing is, having an opinion is not illegal. Having an opinion about someone or something is not wrong. It's how you put that opinion across. It's when you start fabricating lies and start talking shit. Oh, that's an easy one to answer, French Psycho. It's because of the diet. It's because of our diet. Remember, everyone who got in a circle or someone whispered a sentence, by the time it made the circle, it was never the same way. Never. No, it's cool. That's true. That's very true. That's Chinese whispers. This is the problem, especially when you've got groups where everyone, when everyone just goes, yeah, let's fucking do this. No, let's do that. Let's say this. Let's do that. Let's do that. No, that's when you got problems, because the thing is, either they're too scared to move to disconnect themselves from that environment because they've seen what's happened and they've seen what can happen, or they just enjoy that type of environment. So what do you do? I mean, seriously, what do? You just fucking ignore them, or you point out their fucking mistakes? At the end of the day, the best thing to do is just ignore them. And that's what I'm doing. I've ignored a shed load of people, not because because their association with different people. No, I've ignored them because of the shit that comes out of their mouth.
if I'm gonna have a shitty conversation with someone, I definitely, you know, I choose not to engage with people, and that's my choice. And if people don't like me, fine. Hypothetically speaking, someone turned around and said, "Right, I want to talk to you on this platform, in a neutral platform." Da da da. I may do it. Who knows? I may not do it. Who cares? If I do or don't, it's beside the point. The fact of the matter is that, like, people are too scared to fucking call other people out because they know that they'll become a target, and then you'll get a spiral effect. It's a catch-22. So why bother wasting time and effort? That's one of the reasons. One of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing is because, one, for me, it's entertaining. Two, I like to fucking communicate with other people. And three, maybe someone has been educated. Maybe it educates someone. You know, there are people out there who think that they know better, and hopefully at some point they'll come to the realizations that, like, what you've done, it's, regardless of what you've said or done, it's self-destructive. It's as simple as that. I have seen a lot of people being on the receiving end. I've seen a lot of people dish it out. Don't get me wrong, I've dished it out. Oh yeah, I've dished it out. And I've also been on the receiving end of it. But what did I learn from that? Quite a lot, actually, of the individuals, of those people, of the individual people. Do I really care? No, not really. What can they do to me? Call me bad names? Nah. I enjoy playing the game, decompressing, and having fun. Yeah, no problem, Robert. You don't have to explain yourself, dude. If you're busy, you're busy. Well, at least now I know who hit that thumbs down. So today, ha, dickhead. But hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Wonder what man sausage is bigger, the one on the forehead or the one between? No. Who cares? Oh. Right. It is in 20 minutes, guys. Just so you are fully aware, Squid Pro Quo is going live. So I'm going to keep you here for another probably 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then we're going to call it a day. However, one thing I do want to shout out to all the people who came in, like Rogue Mama and Ree and all the other individuals who popped in and said hello. I really do appreciate that. But one thing I will say is this: please, at the end of the day, educate yourself. Read through the stuff. Do a Google search. Educate yourself. And if you don't want to interact or don't want to engage with individuals for one reason or the other, then don't. If someone says something so derogatory or so bad that it pisses you off, then maybe you shouldn't be looking at them. And here's a little idea you can do. You go and click and you block. You just block them. I've done that to a lot of people. And do you know what? It has made my Facebook so quiet. It is absolutely fantastic. And I do the same thing on here. I have so many people blocked. It is absolutely phenomenal. And the reason being is because at the end of the day, I don't want them anywhere near me, my platform, or my community. Or let me rephrase that, our community. 1 second, please. And if people don't like that, fine. If you do, fine. But here's one thing I am going to say this.
if you're going to dish it out, expect to taste your own medicine, because it's only a matter of time. Just saying. On that note, okay, what we're going to do now is basically we're going to go to the Q&A. So let's have the questions then, guys. If you got any questions, please ask. If I don't want to answer the question or I don't know the answer to the question, I'll let you know. But feel free to go ahead and ask questions. Steve, how you doing, bud? By the way, Steve, what was that game you mentioned the other day? What was that game again? So I can check in it. What was the game that we discussed? So yeah. Doobie doobie doo, where are you? I just doobie doobie. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, Gail. I'm glad you feel that way. Everyone is welcome here. You know. Well, I'm contradicting myself there. I'm a bit of a hypocrite there. Everyone except the group of people that I have removed. You think blocking people may make you live? Aha. French Psycho. Here's one thing: don't copy whatever people say. And two, if I want to block people from this channel, I will do so. It's my choice. It's basically me protecting other people who come in here. And also, right, there is no such thing as an echo chamber. When you come in here, you say, like you just said that. It doesn't matter. I respect your opinion, right? If they want to have an opinion, they can have it somewhere else, because there's a difference between attacking someone, right, or judging someone and then asking a question. Like here, you've asked me, don't you think blocking people may make you live echo in, well, live, I assume you meant in an echo chamber where opposite opinions are blocked too? Opposite opinions are not blocked. If you want to ask a question or a loaded question, then ask it. There's no such thing as an echo chamber. That is made up by a certain group of individuals who like to use that word to sound good, sound clever, but in fact they're not. They're trying to control the narrative by using that terminology, and I know exactly where that's come from. But at the same time, you have you like I said, as long as it's constructive, I will engage. And if I remove and block people from my channel, that is my choice. And I'm not going to feel guilty about it. I am not going to question it. I'm not going to answer any questions about it. At the end of the day, if I remove someone or I block someone from coming in my my stream or onto my platform, then that is entirely my choice. No one else's. I hope that answers your question, or their question, or everyone's question. But yeah, it's funny that you asked that, because and here's the thing. Here's what you have to understand about the terminology, right? The terminology about echo chamber, or what the terminology means. It means basically an echo chamber, or the terminology what's used by certain individuals who think they're clever, but in fact they're actually shooting themselves in the foot with that terminology, right? Is basically they're pointing out that it's my rule, that's it. What I say, that's it. You know, so my opinion is right. Everything I say is right. Right? Now, when you come in here, this is not an echo chamber, because if this was an echo chamber, I wouldn't allow anyone to talk. I wouldn't answer anyone's questions, and I definitely wouldn't allow them to bring, loaded questions, so to speak.
No, you're not being disrespectful. Absolutely. You're not being disrespectful at all with your question. You're not being treated as an enemy. And yes, you are curious. And yes, you have your opinion. And I know that you're not part of a group. But what I am doing is I am answering your question. And there is a big difference of me stopping people from coming in here and disrupting this stream and then having control over everything that people do. Yeah, but that doesn't, it's thing is though, I could right now write down at least a dozen names where it is an echo chamber. There are some that it comes across to be like an echo chamber, but you can't. I mean, right? Let me hang on a minute. 1 second. Right, here we go. Echo chambers on social media are online environments where users are exposed only to information, opinions, and beliefs that align with their own. Well, you don't have that here because my opinion is observational. So if I give my opinion, it's observational. But when it comes to my platform, the community, that's where I have the last word. That is where I have full control. There is a reason why I have moderators. And these moderators, every single one of them, some of them are honorary moderators. So they don't do anything. They're just honorary members. There's some in here, the others are moderators. They will deal with people if they need to deal with them. They usually give them warning. No, now you know the rule. But anyway, right? Often reinforced by algorithm, the environment amplifies polarization, facilitates the spread of misinformation, and create insulated communities that actively discredit opposing views. Now, when you come in here and you have a different view than I have, and you put it across in a constructive way, I will engage with you. Absolutely. Because hello, sweetheart. Right, I will engage with you because at the end of the day, right, a conversation before you have misinterpretation or misinformation or you get the wrong end of the stick, it's always good to have both views. And when you do it in an environment like this, you have multiple people watching that conversation. All right. Now the problem is when you've got people who come in halfway and they just hear what they want to hear, that's when you start having the problems. Now I know for a fact that you go into different streams, and that is entirely up to your choice. Roy goes into different streams. Robert goes. Eric does. Everyone goes into different streams on both sides of the coin. I don't care about that. What I care about is the moment you come over the threshold into this stream, into this environment, I expect you to respect the rules that have been given to you, and you respect the individuals in here. You may not agree with my opinion. You may not agree with what I say, but that is entirely up to your choice. However, most of what I say is observational, or at one time it was defense. But at the end of the day, this here is definitely not a fucking echo chamber for fucking sure for shit. Because I tell you one thing, if this was an echo chamber, you wouldn't see anyone here. You wouldn't see chat. You have to understand, if people want to feed you information and put like a little bug into your brain going, oh look, he's fucking, he's controlling it. No. But what I'm doing right now is I am responding to what you've brought up. And you can ask anyone that comes in here if they've ever been fucking yeeted because of their opinion. Some people have, because of their behavior. There are people who are not welcomed here, and then there are people who have gave themselves the yeet
for their behavior and for what they've done. And at the end of the day, I am protecting the 99% of other people, yeah, to stop them from being affected by one individual or by a group of individuals. So at the end of the day, if you think that this is an echo chamber, then whatever fills your boots. But it's not, just so you know. You know. Hope that answers your question, or hope that helps you understand the difference. Any questions? Anyone? Any questions? Anybody? I'll sit here and I'll wait. Oh, Eric, you need blah, 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 blah. One sheep, two sheep, three. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, ooh, I'm watching that. I'm going to be watching that later. Yes, I'm going to be watching that. That's for sure. So, there you go. Yeah, French Psycho, I hope that, yeah, go ahead, Robert. Go ahead, Roberto. Oh, yeah, moo, by the way. Moo. There's moo questions to come. Yeah, go ahead, Robert. Ask your questions, bud. Waiting. I'm waiting for your question. Waiting. What would you and the Queen like for dinner when you come? Let me ask. You know, if we ever do decide to go to the States, darling.
Sorry, I don't know if you're talking to me.
Yes, I am now. Right. Hello, sweetheart. Hello. If we ever decide to go to the States, no, well, let me finish my sentence, please. This is not an eco chamber. Oh, when? Why do you have to go and say that? This knocked me out of sync now. No. What would the first meal be for you?
The first meal?
First meal, yeah, in the States. Don't you say mac and cheese. I swear to God, you'll be asleep.
Mississippi mud pie.
Mississippi
Mud pie.
mud pie. What the fuck is that?
It's a very famous cake.
That's a cake, you silly Billy. What I'm talking about, well, okay. I'm talking about a Mississippi
Mud pie.
mud pie. All right, Paul. Talk to you later, mate. Mississippi mud pie.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes my research brain now. Mississippi mud pie. Oh, snap. That's the Mississippi mud pie?
Well, the original recipe, not the one that people put on TikTok. Because one idiot made it with the Nutella, so I don't think it's original.
Oh, yeah, I'd definitely have that. That, without fail, I would eat a whole cake just on myself by myself.
I don't think you can, it's too thick. Or if it has to be salty, some Taco Bells.
All right, Gail, you take care. Thanks very much for being here. Much love. Brisket.
Brisket, yeah, that's fine for me too. Yeah. Never tried it, but I know the name.
Brisket, yeah, definitely have brisket. What I would like, I would probably love to have a proper steak.
Yeah.
with fries, mixed vegetables, Mexican sauce, you know, the spicy pepper sauce, potatoes, mashed potatoes probably, what else, mushrooms, what else is there? Horseradish, a little bit of horseradish with it. Yeah, Worcester sauce as well. Worcester sauce with stuff. I know the cat just looked at me going, what the fuck? Yeah.
yeah, so basically my plate would be fucking huge. So yeah. Oh, Sarasota bum. Hey, otter. No, I wouldn't eat otter. Can't eat otter. No, couldn't do that. Texas Roadhouse. 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 I don't know why I'm suddenly doing that because, like, fucking, where's that from? Family Guy, is it? No, that's not Family Guy. Oh God, what's it called? Yeah, it is Family Guy. Yeah, no, you got American Dad, right? That's with Roger the Alien, and then Family Guy is with
Stewie.
yeah, Stewie. Yes, Stewie. Yeah. Smoked meat will be a place to be. CNR smoke. Yeah. One thing I do know is that Americans do eat big meals. Yeah, because I can remember when we went to, I know they're not Americans, Canada, but we went to, what was that place called again? We went to Calgary on leave. Where, like, we had a week leave, so a few of us decided to go to Calgary, and instead of actually staying in a hotel where all the rest of the lads stay, we decided to go down to Banff. Not Banff. It's not the town Banff. There's a place in Calgary. It's called. It's on the Banff Trail. It's quite close to the university, and there was a motel there, and we all booked into a motel. 3 of us in each room. So 3 of us took care of the price. It was like $60, $70 a night. And right opposite where we were, there was a fucking an American steakhouse. And like, we went in there one night. I was freaking hoovering it. I was richly starving. Like, when you've been on exercise for so long, you're eating compo. Yeah, after eating compo for long, you richly give birth to fucking logs. So we went in there, and Canadians and Americans don't understand this island. When we drink beer, yeah, we have pint glasses. Yeah, in Canada. So I'm talking to the wife, guys. Just listen. In Canada and the States, they have pitchers.
Yes.
Not pictures like you put on the wall, like
I know,
jugs.
A picture, TTR. I know what the
Don't you
picture
get
is.
technical with me,
I know
madam.
what it is.
Right. Anyway, so each one of us ordered a picture, and the girl behind the bar, they came over, they gave each of us had a picture, and they gave us these little small glasses, like little glass. I mean, it was that small. You could put anything in it. So we start drinking out of the pictures, and they all looked at us going. She came over and said, "Excuse me, sir. There's a glass for your beer. Can you drink out of that glass, please, here?" And I was like, "Nah, this is the glass."
Yeah, but some people used to in the used to drink on the picture.
But we had a steak. I had this big freaking steak, and Robert keeps on winding me up about food and all that. As you've seen the pictures,
Yes,
you've seen the videos, you've seen the evidence, right? So there's me fucking eating this steak, and I finish it off, and I'm still hungry.
Knowing you probably.
Yeah, and charming. And one of the other guys, he's like eating and he's like, "Oh, I can't finish this." So I'm like, "Fucking give it that here," and I finished that off. And the woman behind the counter went, "Would you like to try our fucking house challenge?" And I was like, "Okay, what is it?" And it was this fucking huge steak. And even I'll fucking do anything once. I will any challenge I will do once. And I looked at the size of that fucking. It was it basically, it was that big. It was still breathing. And I was like, yeah, no fucking way. It was huge. It was about
The outside of the cow.
it was basically the arse end of a cow. All you had to do is put 2 fucking legs back on it and a tail. You could have used it for pin the tail. Seriously, it was that big. And I was like, no fucking way. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But but I'll tell you one thing though. It, like, Canadians eat, and like you know the stereotypical thing about Canadians is syrup. You're right.
Yes, I just came back from work, so
Yeah, you know this typical stereo thing about Canadian
no,
syrup?
I don't know.
Well, it's true. So I was challenging Amarillo, Texas. I don't know how big the steak was, Eric, but it was freaking massive. I mean, put it this way, it still had a pulse. But I had a couple of portions of chips, and we got absolutely hammered. Went back to the motel, and then we went. I think it was like the first day we just like chilled out. The second day we went to Banff for parachuting. We went parachuting in Banff. Was it Banff? Yeah, it was Banff. We went parachuting for 2 days, so we done a couple of parachute jumps and that. Brilliant static line, rips your nuts right up into your chest. And then we went back, and then basically I went for the challenge. I lost it. I didn't complete it, but I ate most of it. But bloody hell, that was freaking. And then over in the States as well, they have a lot of challenges like that as well, don't you? Like the biggest burger in the United States, or the biggest freaking pancake, or what is it? There's a place in New York that makes brisket sandwiches? Yeah. So yeah. But anyway, let me just check. 1 second, please. I need to check something. Where are we? Oops, sorry. Yeah. So are there any more questions? Stephen Ambron, wait a minute. Someone else was in here. Who is it? Sarasota Beach Bum. Yeah, not a beach bum. Yeah. But yeah, I hope the stream was interesting tonight. I hope it was educational. And if any weak-minded or spineless people think I was just talking about them, then you need to get a life, because if I was talking about you, I assure you, I would be fucking naming you by name. Don't fucking fret. I would be calling you out. So just to put yourself at ease there. Well, so you want brisket? Yeah, fuck it, brisket. Why not? Why not? If it ever happens. Anyway, what we're gonna do? 1 second. I need to find out if. 1 second, please. Oh wow, really? Okay, so guys, what we're gonna do now? Okay, as everyone's finished answering the questions and that, I'm going to call it a day. I would like to thank everybody for being here, and thank you very much for spending some time. And remember, at the end of the day, everything that was discussed here is my opinion and educational. You can find this information online. You just have to Google it. And if at any time anyone thinks that they were addressed, then you're as paranoid as a parrot, and just need to get a life. And because if I wanted to mention someone, I would have done it. Trust me, you should know me by now, right? And to everyone else, thank you so much. The game was Junkyard Simulator or the game Roadcraft, right? Junkyard Simulator, Junkyard Sim. What's the other one? Or the game Roadcraft. Right, okay, got it. Brilliant. Right, on that note, I am going to be sending you somewhere very nice. So hold on to your bridges and enjoy the stream. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be seeing you soon. Let's have a look at the poll. Let's have a look. Okay, do you think DARVO is misunderstood? 40% yes. What is DARVO? 36. No, 24. 33 votes. Not bad. I hope that everyone, much love, sport, and much love to you too, Amago and family. And I will see you soon. Remember, just hang out because you're going to get redirected, and go and enjoy yourself. So on that note, yeah.
they go. Live every night selling drama on demand, with crampons sitting on their ass and dicky on hand. Fake tears falling, oh I'm just speaking truth, while they pocket super chats and exploit the loons. Gator rolls in trying to act real cool, but he's stirring up heat, breaking all the rules. Haters in a circle, all bark no bite, till SpawnTrooper drops and it flips on the light. SpawnTrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. SpawnTrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. SpawnTrooper, then he say the words, truth don't kneel to no one man. SpawnTrooper, the force is weak with this one. Deuces in the mix, spinning lies for the stream. He acts like a king, but his throne's just a meme. Dodging all the questions with a scripted phrase, trying to fool the crowd, but he's just a phase. Bones Lacker's got a seat at the front of the show, putting up a front, but got nowhere to go. Guano's hiding in shadows, throwing shade in the chat. They all act tough, but SpawnTrooper's on that. SpawnTrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. SpawnTrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. With this one, now the people rise, no longer blind. The lies unravel one stream at a time. Truth's not merch, it don't come in packs. And SpawnTrooper's got receipts, not just attacks. He says turn off the feed, walk in.